Have you ever seen a flower that grows in the dirtiest, muddiest water and still rises above it, untouched, pure, and beautiful? That flower is the lotus, and it's not just a plant. Across history, religion, and art, the lotus has been a powerful symbol of purity, rebirth, and spiritual awakening. Today, let's explore why this simple flower has inspired civilizations for thousands of years, and why it still appears in art, meditation, and design around the world. The natural miracle, the lotus. The lotus is a water plant that grows in ponds, lakes, and marshes, places where the water is often muddy and still. But here's what makes it incredible. Even though it grows in mud, its petals always remain clean. Scientists explain this as a self-cleaning surface, where water droplets roll off the petals, carrying dirt away. But long before science explained it, ancient people saw something deeper. They saw a message that even in the darkest, messiest environments, beauty can still rise. The lotus in ancient spiritual traditions. The lotus appears in many ancient cultures, especially in Asia. In Buddhism, the lotus is one of the most important spiritual symbols. It represents purity of mind, rising above suffering, enlightenment. Just like the flower rises from muddy water, a person can rise above ignorance and suffering to reach wisdom. That's why you often see Buddha seated on a lotus throne. It's not just decoration. It represents spiritual awakening. In Hinduism, the lotus is also deeply sacred. Many Hindu gods and goddesses are shown sitting or holding a lotus, including Lakshmi, goddess of wealth and purity, Brahma, creator of the universe, Saraswati, goddess of wisdom and knowledge. In Hindu philosophy, the lotus represents divine beauty, detachment, living in the world but not polluted by it, creation and cosmic energy. Even the idea of creation in Hindu texts is often described as a lotus blooming from the navel of Vishnu. Lotus in art and mandala designs. If you look at traditional art forms, especially mandalas, you'll notice something interesting. The lotus often sits at the center. Why? Because in spiritual art, the lotus represents the center of consciousness. In mandala art, the outer layers represent the world and chaos. The inner layers move toward calmness. The center is often a lotus, symbolizing enlightenment. Artists across India, Tibet, and Southeast Asia used lotus patterns in temple carvings, meditation paintings, sacred geometry designs, textile patterns. Even today, modern digital artists use lotus shapes to create calm, balanced designs, because the shape itself feels peaceful. The lotus across cultures. While the lotus is most strongly connected to Asia, its symbolism has traveled worldwide. In ancient Egypt, a similar water flower was associated with rebirth, the sun creation. Every morning, the flower opens with the sun and closes at night, so people saw it as a symbol of life, death, and renewal. Across cultures, one idea stays the same. The lotus always represents rising again. So why are we still talking about a flower from thousands of years ago? Because the lotus is not just about nature, it's about life. Think about it. We all go through difficult phases: stress, failure, confusion, emotional pain. The lotus doesn't avoid the mud, it grows through it. And that's what makes it powerful. It reminds us, you don't have to be perfect to grow, you just have to keep rising. Today, the lotus appears everywhere. Yoga studios use it as a symbol of calmness. Tattoo art uses it for transformation stories. Logos use it for purity and balance. Interior design uses it for peace and minimalism. Even in digital art, the lotus is often used to represent mindfulness, healing, inner peace. It has become a universal symbol of growth. So the next time you see a lotus floating quietly on water, remember this: it didn't grow in perfect conditions. It grew in the mud, but it still became one of the most beautiful flowers in the world. And maybe that's the real message of the lotus. No matter where you start, you can still rise into something beautiful. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories like this.